This is Belly Busting for Blokes TV. I'm Nicole Senior.
And I'm Veronica Kelly.
Veronica's going to demonstrate a recipe for us today. What are we doing, Veronica?
We're going to do a pizza, fabulous and blokey pizza.
Excellent, we all love pizza.
And we're going to make it really easy because we're going to use Lebanese bread as the base. And do you know what other ingredient we're using on top to make it a little bit different?
What?
Sardines.
Oh, excellent, because sardines are really convenient, aren't they? And really nutritious, very high in those omega-3s.
They're fantastic, and it's even better when you can get them out of a can. I've actually started to make the pizza because what we're going to achieve is a really lovely crisp base. So we've set the oven at 180 and popped a tray into the oven so as that's heating. And even I've just started a little bit because we're going to spread some margarine spread on the pizza base. We're doing that also because it's we're looking for this lovely crisp pizza base. Now, in the recipe that's in Belly Busting for Blokes, the pizza just makes one large pizza. But, you know, it doesn't really matter. If you haven't got the large pieces of wholemeal bases for your pizza, you can actually get two small ones and use whatever you've got on hand. So I've just spread it quite thinly.
Yep.
Because that's all you need.
Yep. And of course, our margarine spread, we're using one that's virtually trans fat free, is a much healthier choice than butter, so that's good to use.
That's right. And what we're going to do is pop it in the oven on the hot tray for 8 minutes so as it'll crispen up. So while I'm doing that, I'll just pop it in the oven, but whilst it's in the oven, we're going to prepare the ingredients that go on top. So I'll put an oven glove so as I don't burn my hand. And what I'm going to do is just move this aside, pop a board on the bench so as I can put the hot tray on that. Because you've got to be very careful in the kitchen. Oh, that's fantastic. It's nicely heated up.
Oh, I can feel that.
Oh,
it's
yes.
Nicely warmed, isn't it?
It's actually giving us a little sizzle.
It is, isn't it?
You hear it. Fantastic. So I'm going to pop that back in the oven.
How long do we cook that for, Veronica?
8 minutes.
8 minutes.
And so we don't forget about it, because you know I'm even good at that, and we often get distracted and go off and do other things. We're going to set a timer, and it's very convenient here because there's a microwave right by my side, and I can actually set the 8 minutes into that and just press start.
Start. Great.
And it'll tell us when the 8 minutes are up.
Wonderful.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now, move that board aside again, but not forget it's handy, and prepare the other ingredients that we need for the pizza. So there's sliced tomato, and the pizza takes about 200 grams of tomatoes, so that's about 2 medium-sized Roma tomatoes. I like the Roma tomatoes because they're full of flavour. And remember, have them at room temperature when you're going to use them. You know, they're like fruit. Keep them in the fruit basket because you get such a better flavour.
And of course, the Roma tomatoes, Veronica, are those lovely little egg-shaped ones.
They are.
Yeah.
And you can get little, oh, you can get so many different ones now, can't you?
Yeah.
And you get tiny ones. So it's whatever you've got on hand. And you know what? If you've got leftover tomatoes, use a variety because you're still going to achieve the same results.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just slicing those up.
That's lovely, rich red colour.
What about the aroma? They're gorgeous tomatoes,
they are good.
Okay, just put that aside. Okay, and we're going to use tomato paste as well to give that lovely, rich depth of tomato flavour. And the best choice when you're buying tomato paste is to choose the no added salt brand, isn't
Yes,
it?
absolutely. We all eat a bit too much salt, so it's good to use the no added salt brand.
So this sachet is actually 50 grams, and the recipe actually requires half that quantity. So instead of using a measure or anything, I'm just going to, you know, once I've taken the top off, I'm just going to pat it out and, you know, press half of it out to spread on the pizza. But I'll keep that aside. I won't just do that right now because we're going to have to wait till the pizza comes out of the oven. Now the other ingredients, as we mentioned earlier, are these fantastic sardines. And we choose sardines in spring water.
Yeah, because the sardines in brine tend to be quite salty. So there's now popular and readily available sardines in spring water.
And I've just drained those while you've been talking about them. And these are really fantastic, big plumped sardines, aren't they? I think it might be a good idea if these are broken up on the pizza, don't you think?
Flake it up a little bit,
Yes. So we've got the sardines ready. Another ingredient we have is feta cheese. And feta is just a fantastic cheese because it's nice and hard. Now you can crumble it if you like, or you can roughly break it into cubes. I think because I've got the knife in my hand, I might just cut it into some roughly shaped pieces.
And I've actually noticed that you can get reduced fat feta cheese, which is of course the much better choice because the type of fat that's in cheese is saturated, which pushes up the cholesterol. So yeah, and I think the flavour's quite good for fat reduced feta, wouldn't you say?
Oh look, I think it's fantastic, you know. And I think when you've got other ingredients like the beautiful tomatoes and the rocket that we're going to add and the sardines, you've got such a terrific combination. There's nothing like tomatoes and rocket.
Oh.
They're a really good combination, aren't they? And you know, the feta cheese too, you can buy it in the at the deli counter as well in the supermarket, or you can go to the refrigerator cabinet. So you've got lots and lots of choices. But it's terrific cheese to have on hand, isn't it? And what we're going to finish the pizza off with is a lemon. Now it's fantastic if you can get your hands on a homegrown lemon, because it's just plucked off the tree, of course they're absolutely fabulous. But the lemon juice just brings it all together and livens it up.
And of course that's a great example about how you can get flavour without salt.
That's right.
Lemon juice just lifts food beautifully and it's really good for you.
And the whole problem is with food, you know, people unfortunately are used to just that really salty taste, but you can get it from other things. And what we're achieving here, the feta's providing quite a rich salty taste. The tomato paste is giving us a really depth of the tomato, and then with the freshness of the lovely Roma tomatoes on top, it's just fantastic. And then of course the pepperiness of the rocket and the lemon juice, I think it's pretty sensational.
Oh Veronica, I think we're going to be making music in our mouth today.
We'll certainly try to. And don't forget, while you're making something, just go back and have a little look at your recipe to see what the next steps are, because I'm getting a bit carried away here. And you know, when we're in the kitchen we're often doing that, aren't we? We're doing a million things at once.
And talking and
Okay, so yes, I mentioned before, we've put the tray in the oven, heated it up, we've put the base with the spread on it, and that's crisping up. How's that timing going?
3 minutes.
Gosh, it's amazing what you can do in a short time, isn't it?
It is.
When you've got everything out ready. So that's fantastic. So when it comes out of the oven, I'm actually going to spread the tomato paste on the base, and then put the tomatoes on the top in a single layer, and pop it back into the oven. And then I'm going to just cook it for a little while, and then we're going to finish it off with the feta and the rocket, because we're not going to cook the rocket.
That's a really good example of where you're kind of preparing food in stages. So you put the fresh rocket on at the last minute because you don't want that to cook, you just want it to kind of wilt, don't you?
Well, you do, but you know, even if it's crisper the better.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's not going to get much time to work because it's going to be
it's going to be eaten too quickly.
Because it's quite yummy. So I might just open the tomato paste. See, we're ahead of our schedule, really. But these are the type of recipes that become favourites in the home, aren't they? You know, you don't really have to get a recipe out to remember how to do it. Once you've done it, you think, oh yes, I've got the bread there, I've got the other ingredients. But you can also swap other fish, canned fish.
Yeah.
If you really like.
Yeah.
You could use tuna. Yeah. Perhaps salmon.
Yeah, and maybe some fresh basil instead of rocket. Would that work?
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. It's always a matter of just making things with your favourites, isn't it?
Yes, and also what's available.
That's right. With the lemon, it's up to you how you cut it, but I actually like to, you know, each time I do something, I tend to do it some other way. But it's better just to top and tail it, and then cut it into quarters.
They're nice wedges.
They are, and it's better if you actually cut the white part out of the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that helps the juice come out, does it?
Well, it comes out without squirting everywhere and
Right.
getting in your eyes.
Okay.
How many times have we done that with lemon? I mean, that's a trick, you know. So you get as much of that white off as you possibly can. And then I actually like to cut it down to smaller pieces.
Okay.
Yeah, because you've got the lovely juice just coming out.
Yeah, and it looks pretty on the plate too, doesn't it, when you're garnishing things with lemon?
There's something about lemon, isn't it? It sort of stimulates the appetite.
Oh, that's just such a beautiful smell.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, beautiful, fresh smell. Gorgeous.
The moistness of it as well, isn't it?
Mm.
Even with just salads and things too, Nicole, it's just great if you have a lemon, or even a lime.
Yeah.
If you can get a fresh lime, that really gives amazing flavours as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.